Hello guys, you all are welcome in Master Stroke GS question and answer session of ecology and environment. And in this session, I will provide you a 25 question sets of ecology and environment. And personally, I am going to discuss the concepts, give you the explanation, and makes your journey as easier as you never felt earlier. So, what is the whole program? So, let us understand, and after that, you will take the decision about how this video going to be fruitful for you. So, let's first of all understand all these things. So, this is basically in this program, I will provide you a set of 25 questions each, and the whole program name is Preparation Through Practice. So till now, definitely you already taken the classes on ecology and environment. Still, a lot of students have many confusions in the basics of ecology, and this is one of the reason behind why they not solve smoothly the question of the ecology and environment. So my objective here is to make you comfortable in terms of ecology by clearing your basic concepts of ecology, as well as provide you the most updated information. So the first two video, these are the basic ecology and fundamental of ecology. These are the basically their nature is conventional. Onward video or set 3, you will get some current topic. Still 3 is also most of the question of section 3 is also conventional. So from technically from 4th set 4 till set 10, you will get questions from conventional area as well as the questions from current area. Now, how you should take your initiatives in terms of solving the questions. So there is a level 1 test. In that, I'll provide you total number of questions, 10. And I hope in this test, if you solve 5 questions correctly out of 10, it means you have a basic understanding. And whatever, so the things are written here, just you should read it and try to solve the questions. So the first question is, this is the ever basic question on ecology. Study of interrelationship between organism and the environment is ecology, paleontology, ethology, or ecosystem. You all know the basic definition of ecology. So ecology is the interaction of living being with the environment, while ecosystem is the unit of ecology. An ecosystem is basically when a group of living beings that live in area and interact with each other, that are called ecosystem. So most of the students have confusion about defining the ecosystem and ecology. What I said, ecosystem is nothing. Ecosystem is a basically basic unit of the ecology. So ecosystem is a community of organism and their physical environment interacting as an ecological unit. So as the answer here is the ecology. So what is the answer? So the answer is basically the ecology. So what is paleontology? Paleontology is the study of fossils. You know, Everyone know? Study of fossil is called paleontology. And what is ethology? Ethology is the study of behavior of animals. So animal behavior, ethology. Next question. So what is true of ecosystem? Primary consumers are least dependent on producers. So that are true ecosystem. So this statement is this statement true about ecosystem or not? Primary consumer are least dependent upon producer. Remember it. Primary consumer are more than producer. Producer are more than primary consumer. And secondary consumer are largest and most powerful. So this is the meaning this here. Now the thing is, primary consumer are less dependent upon producer or more dependent upon producer. So which one is more in number? What we need? We need producer in more in number. So that's why the answer is here. This is the wrong answer. Primary consumer are more than producers. If the consumer is higher than the producers, again this is the incorrect. So the only correct is here is the producers are more than the primary consumer. Then that ecosystem is called true ecosystem. That ecosystem will only sustain. Okay, and whenever this is distorted, then ecosystem lost its existence. The next question is here. Just take this one. The mass of living materials at a trophic level at a particular time is called net primary productivity, standing crop, gross primary productivity, and standing state. So what is net primary productivity and the gross primary productivity? These two are the more closer, but answer is here. The answer is the standing crop. Why? What is the question is the mass of living material at a trophic level at a particular time. So this is the basically the trophic level. This is the different trophic levels. So whatever the mass or living materials present here, either as animal source or the plant source, so that state is called standing crop, and therefore this one is the answer. And productivity is nothing, the amount of energy or the biomass accumulated by green plant through photosynthesis is called productivity or primary productivity or gross primary productivity. And after accumulating this organic mass, some of the mass are utilized by living beings for their own growth and development. And after their utilization, whatever the remaining mass that left, that are called net primary productivity. So net primary productivity is basically NPP is equal to GPP minus R. GP is the gross primary productivity, R is the respiratory consumptions, or the mass accumulated by green plant utilized for their own growth and development. So that are called respiratory consumptions. Whatever the mass that are left after consumptions, so that are called NPP. The next is take this next question. The competition for light, nutrient, and space is most severe between closely related organism growing in different niches, closely related organism growing in the same area or niche, distantly related organism growing in the same habitat, distantly related organism growing in the different niche. Remember one thing, distantly related, the word here used the competition, and competition is nothing, it is basically a rivalry for obtaining the same resources such as food, space, or mating partners. And therefore, we can say competition always begins among closely related organisms. Those not lives distantly, rather they lives in the same area, in the same niche. So the answer here is the B. So if you all are the civil service aspirants, you are human being, but being a species human, you are not competing your UPSC examination with the students, those who are in Africa or America. You are competing among the Indian students. And among the Indian students, you are UPSC species. You all are UPSC species, na? You are not engineering species or medical species. You are UPSC species. So your competitor are other UPSC aspirants, and that's why. So exactly in the similar way, the closely related organism growing in the same area or niche, so they are fighting or competing because they are in rivalry. Take the next question. The sum total of the population of the same kind of organism constitutes colony, community, genus, or species. So what is a species basically? So a species is basically a group of individuals of same kind of phenotypic characters and can interbreed, or a sum total population of same kind of organism constitutes a species. Means a species are phenotypically basically alike, similar, and they are represented by a particular species are represented by a particular scientific name, like the tiger, lion, goat. So the scientific name of tiger is different from the lion, and lion is different from the goat. So goat is one species, tiger is another species, lion is third species. So the sum of total population of the same kind of organism constitutes what? A species. So the answer here is, now definitely the one thing comes to mind, what is community? So if you know about communities, so community are a little bit different from the species, because when we define the community, then we say a group of organisms consists of number of different species that lives in area and interact with each other. Suppose all these lion, this tiger, goats, plants all live together. So together they are basically a community. But individual, all tiger are one species, all plants are another species, all lion are another third species. Clear? Take the next. An association of individual of different species living in the same habitat and having functional interaction is ecosystem? No. Population? Definitely not. Ecological niche or biological community. What I said, you know the definition of ecosystem. What is ecosystem? You are also familiar with the population, and so a population is basically a group of freely interbreeding individuals of the same species present in a specific area at a given time, that are called population. So population is not the right answer. So the right answer here is either the ecological niche or biotic community. So what is ecological niche and what is biotic community? What I said, there is a lion, there is a tiger, there is a plant. So all of them lives together. They are different species. They live together. Lives in same habitat. This is a habitat. And they function and having functional interaction. So here, so for what function this assemblage of population occurs? So might be they are competing or doing interaction for predation in terms of mutualism or competition. Competition is also a kind of interaction. predation is a kind of interaction, mutualism is a kind of interaction, so they are interacting in that way, and therefore the answer here is the D. So answer is the D. And what is ecological niche? You all know what I said. This is the basically habitat. Habitat is nothing, it is basically a physical environment in which an organism live. So habitat is just address, a place where many species lives. Like take the forest. In forest there are so many different species lives. In ocean there are so many aquatic species found in river body. Similarly, niche is basically a functional characteristic of a species in its habitat. So the lion, tiger, deer, they lives in a forest, but their function are different. Their function are different. There is elephant, there is deer, there is lion. Functionally they are different, and therefore a habitat has several ecological needs. This is a single habitat, but the area where deer become more comfortable, lion become more comfortable, and tiger become more comfortable. So this is their niche, this is their niche, this is their niche. So a habitat has several ecological needs and support a number of species. So an ecological niche is basically it is used by a single species, and two and more species cannot use the same niche despite having a mutualistic association. So niche has its range of tolerance. A niche has its range of movement. A niche is characterized by types of foods and its availability, types of predators, and timing of activity. So these are basically the characters of the niche, and in that way the niche is different from the habitat. So take this next question. What is keystone species? The word here used is the keystone species. A species, either they are in higher in number and and play a significant role in community organization and their survivals, or as an animal having a small biomass and has a huge impact on the community organization survivals. So a keystone species is basically a species whose biomass means total biomass is very small proportion of the entire community. It has a huge impact on the community organization and survivals. So that are called keystone species, and there are so many different type of species. So a keystone species, how the different from the other? Suppose the tiger are keystone species in terrestrial ecosystem. So if the population of tiger decreases, then the population of deer suddenly rises, or it would rise, and the increase or rise in deer population means more consumption or burden over the grasses, and therefore other species dependent upon grasses may not be able to survive, or they may suffer. Similarly, there are what I said, there are species like, so just you need to write down what is the endemic species, what is exotic species, what is invasive species, what is umbrella species. So you need to make a notes on all these things. And take the next question. What is true for individual of same species? So the thing is, what is true for individual of the same species? What I said earlier, they live in same niche, live in same habitat, or interbreeding, or live in different habitat. So species means what? So they are same species have ability to interbreed, that are called. Another is the benthic animal are those which are which are submerged in area, float on the sea surface, are deep dwellers, or are floating organism. Do you hear? Definitely you are familiar with the snail. So snail is an example of benthic animals. A similar species, those who preferably lives in bottom sediments, either in attached or they rest on, that are called basically the benthic. Take the next question. The niche of a species is meant for. So what I said, the niche of a species. So niche is a basically specific part of a habitat occupied by individual species, which is circumscribed by what? A range of tolerance, a range of movement, types of predator, timing of activities, types of food and its availability, and they are functionally and have specific functions. So niche of a species is basically is meant for habitat and a specific function of a species. So the answer is here A. Take the next question. So now out of 10, I am sure about you did well, definitely everyone. If not, don't worry and start solving with me, and whatever the important point you will get from my discussion, so you need to note down it. And if you have any comment, any questions, so please go in the YouTube comment box of this channel Sciences and write your comment, and I always appreciate the comment, and even I'm trying always to reply everyone individually. So you all are welcome, and definitely this is the UPSC examination, and the only thing that needed is the mutual effort. So whatever you have a friend, so good friend at least, so you should also interact with them in terms of various different news from the current affairs GS part and other section of the CSAT or GS also. At my own, I'm trying to give you, and till the discussion part, definitely you enjoy it. If not, once again listen this video and try to solve. And one more thing I would like to say, in the next 10 video, because there is another 10 video, and after that there is 5 in each video there is a 25 questions. So now we finish 10 question, remaining 15 question that are in our hand in this video, and out of the remaining 15 questions you should try to solve everyone. And before going to listen my explanation, you need to at least pause the button, read the question, try to answer. If not, then listen my explanation, and whatever the important point you need to write. So write and make some notes, or whatever the notes you have and the points you are missing, so enrich your note on. So take the question. This is the most fundamental question of the ecology and biology. Homeostasis is. So what is homeostasis? A tendency of biological system to change with change in environment, a tendency of biological system to resist change, disturbance of self-regulatory system and natural control, biotic material used in homeopathic medicine, that are the homeostasis. So as you all know, homeostasis is nothing, it is basically a ability to maintain a constant internal environment that are essential for survival, and therefore the biological system always try to resist some change. So tendency of biological system to resist change, a tendency of biological system to change with the changing environment. So resist the change by maintaining constant temperature. outside temperature if suddenly rises, suppose 45 degree, but your internal body temperature is always 37 degree, it never drop down. If the outside temperature drop down by 10 degree, so your body temperature is still 37 degree. So this maintenance of internal constant temperature is called homeostasis. Take the next question. Deep black soil is productive due to high proportion of sand and zinc, clay and humus, gravel and calcium, slate and earthworm. You all know. And if not, then answer is clay and humus. And what is clay or humus? So clay and humus is basically, it is formed upon death and decay of living organism. So whenever a living organism die, so their biomass by fungal and bacterial activity get decayed and decomposed, and that form the clay and humus, and there where in soils the proportion of clay and humus rises, so that makes them high productive. And in deep black soils, because of higher proportion of this clay and the humus, they are more productive in terms of other soils. Now the next question is, fertility of soil is measured by its ability to. So in general talk, and just ask to a layman or ask to a farmers, so in what way you are measuring? There where plant grow is maximum, a kind of soils that suppose maximum plant growth gives maximum productivity, that are called that soil are called more fertile, and therefore the answer to this question is those soils that support more life, that are called the fertile soils. Take the next question. Which one of the following is one of the characteristics of biological community? Stratification, mortality, natality and sex ratio. I would like to say something to you, so please note down. There is two things. One is the community, so characteristic, and other is the population. So population has its own characteristic, community has its own characteristic. The characteristic population is basically in that we are considering these facts like the age structure, natality, mortality and sex ratio. So these are the characteristic of populations. These are the parameters of characterizing the population: age structure, natality, mortality and sex ratio. While characteristic of biological community is characterized by considering the following parameters like the species dominance, species diversity, trophic organizations, stratification, dynamism, species dynamism, and species stability. So stratification is basically the characteristic of biological community, not, and the remaining three are the characteristic of population. So remember it. Next is the primary succession refers to the development of community on a forest clearing after devastating fire, newly exposed habitat with no record of earlier vegetation, freshly cleared crop field, or pond freshly filled with water after dry phase. It is mode closure. All the choices are mode closure. And if you remember the basic definition of at least primary succession, so when succession begins on an area which has not been previously occupied by a community are known as primary succession. Means a community begins on a shore of recently lava flown area, or on sand dunes exposed area, or newly exposed rock area, or new islands. So whenever so on that area, when a community arises, when a community is established, so that succession are called primary succession. And the first group of organism, either it is a plant or animals, which become established in such area, is called pioneer community. Remember it. Clear? So may they ask to you, what is pioneer community? Take the next question. Which one of the following is most appropriately defined? Host is an organism which provide food. No, they never offer food. Ambientialism is relations in which one species benefited, other not affected. No. Predator is an organism that catch and kill other. Yes. So answer is the C. Predator. Predation. Predator always catch and kill for their food. Parasitism is an organism which always lives inside the body. Not always live inside. They also live outside. There is ectoparasite. There is endoparasite. So ectoparasites, they like the body head louse, body louse. The ectoparasite, mosquito ectoparasites, and worms, either any worms, all are the endoparasites. That's why. Next, the plant decomposers are Monera and fungi and plant, Tristan, mammalian plant. So these are not fungi and plant is not a decomposer. Monera and fungi. Monera means bacteria are the decomposer. Fungi means fungi itself is a decomposer. So answer is the A. Take the next question. If we completely remove the decomposers from an ecosystem, its functioning will be adversely affected because mineral movement will be blocked. See, a simple answer is the mineral movement will block. I always ask, when all the bacteria or decomposers just escaped or removed from this earth, then what happens? Means then earth get flooded with dead and decayed material, with nothing will get decomposed, and that's why their huge accumulation takes takes over the earth's surface, and that's why a decomposer play a significant role in in maintaining biogeochemical cycling as well as the mineral movement. So next is take the next question. First of all, in a biotic community, the primary consumer are biotic community primary consumer, those who consume. First of all, plant are producers. Plant is consumed by herbivores. That's why herbivores is the primary consumer. And take the next question. The dominant second trophic level in a lake ecosystem is phytoplankton, zooplankton, benthos plankton. So plankton feeds on phytoplankton, and phytoplankton are basically the producers and zooplanktons are the consumers. That's why, so producers is the first trophic level, second trophic level zooplankton. Answer is the P. So B is the answer. Take the next question. Now you all definitely did well, and as per my expectation, so it's so those who did well, all are welcome, and those who still not did well, so try once again to solve, and if not, listen my explanation, write down, read once again and they need not to go through the book reading. The reason is now the time is over to read the book, better understand. I will try to at least cover all those questions that are tricky in nature, that are basic and conceptual in nature, as well as those are applied in nature. So there is no need to go through the book and then look towards any materials. This video is just sufficient for you. And in terms of current affair, of course you have whatever the sources you have, you want to get the information, keep it up and just listen this video. So take the next question, level 3 test. So the coming question are technically not more tougher and not more easier. It is in middle, because this is the fundamental and basic video. That's why I'm not going to put any video those who creates puzzles and weaken the students confidence, and that's why. So this whole video 1, video 2 and video 3, these are so my intention is to focus on just a conceptual part and making everyone more confident in terms of solving the question of the environmental ecology. Take the question. Bamboo plant is growing in a peat forest, then what will be the trophic level of it? Remember it, producer is a plant basically, and there we are plant. So plant always rests on the first trophic level. So answer is the A. Take the next question. Consider the following statements. concerning food chain. Removal of 80% tigers from an area resulted in greatly increased growth of vegetation. Removal of most of the carnivores resulted in increased population of deers. The length of food chain is generally limited to 3 to 4 tropic level due to energy loss, and the length of food chain may vary from 2 to 8 tropic level. Which two of the above statements are correct? A, D, A, B, B, C, C, D. As per the choice here, when we remove 80% tiger from an area, then result in greatly increased growth of vegetation. Removal of most of the carnivores resulting in an area increase the population of deer. So when we remove tiger, not vegetation grown up, rather deer population that rises. So answer B is correct, 1B. And another answer is the length of food chain is generally limited to 3 to 4 tropic level. The reason is energy loss takes place, and therefore the food chain no longer exists, just it remains confined within 3 to 4 tropic level, and therefore the answer is B and C. So C is correct answer. When man eats fish which feeds on zooplankton which have eaten small plants, the producer in this chain is. So what first feed man? Man feeds fish. Man are consumer. Fish is also a consumer. Fish feeds what? Zooplankton. Zooplankton is also consumer. Zooplankton feeds what? A small plant. A small plant is a producer. So the producer in this chain is the small plant. Answer is C. Take another question. Which one of the following process during decomposition is correctly described? Catabolism, ditching, fragmentation, and humidification. Now this is the question of geography, and how you answer it. So for that you need to understand the stages or process of decomposition. Decomposition is nothing. Basically, it is it occurs in many stages. Decomposition is a conversion of complex into simplers, or organic into inorganic, or glucose into CO2 and H2O. And the steps that lies in decomposition are the fragmentation first, leaching second, catabolism third, humidification fourth, mineralization fifth. Mineralization is the fifth and last step of the decomposition, while fragmentation is the first step of decomposition. So in fragmentation, what happens actually? So when a detritivores like earthworm break down detritus and convert them into the small particles, so that are called the fragmentation. And after converting into the small particles, so the water soluble inorganic nutrients from these small particles go down into the soil horizons, and this movement is called leaching, while destruction of complex organic into simpler by enzymatic activity of organism present in the soil are called catabolism. And as a result of a catabolism, there is a huge accumulation of basically a huge accumulation of inorganic complex takes place, and it undergoes for humidification, and humidification leads to accumulation of dark colored amorphous substance called humus, and that further undergo decomposition at an extremely slower rate. So humus again undergoes decomposition, but the rate of decomposition of humus is very slower because of this simplest forms, and after that this humus again further degraded by some microbes, and that result release of final inorganic nutrients, and this is called mineralization. So here the answer is the fragmentation, or C. Take the next question. If the carbon atom fixed by producers have already passed through the two species, the trophic level of the last species would be. So what will be your answer? Is it tertiary producer, secondary consumer, scavenger, or what? So your answer is basically secondary consumer, and you all enjoyed. Thanks a lot. And if this is good, so whatever the format, you just do it. The things are written here, everything. And the similar video program I will start on the science tech, and I will upload all those video in this month. before 15th of this month, and uh, if you will find it is use more useful, and it's up to you, so you should also share it with your friends. Thanks, bye, and wait for the coming videos. UPSC Prelim 2020-21 MCQ Environment and Ecology Master Stroke Set 2. Thanks.